On November 19th, 1997, the 64th and final episode of the Dragon Ball Z sequel series Dragon Ball GT aired, marking the start of what could be called the Dragon Ball Dark Ages. Throughout the following years, new and exciting Dragon Ball content was scarce. We would get the occasional special, such as Son Goku and his friends return in 2008, and episode of Bardock in 2011, but for the most part the franchise was being carried by the video games. In 2009 we got Dragon Ball Kai, also known as Dragon Ball Z Kai in the West. While Kai was good for introducing new fans to the series, myself included, it could hardly be called new Dragon Ball content. By the time the 2010s rolled around, most Dragon Ball fans had given up hope on the series ever returning in any official capacity outside of the games and maybe the occasional special. However, everything changed on July 21st, 2012 when we got a teaser trailer for a new Dragon Ball feature film. This film ended up being Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, which released on March 30th, 2013. Despite the fact that Akira Toriyama had no concrete plans as to what the future of the franchise was when he was working on Battle of Gods, the film laid the foundation for future projects, such as Resurrection F and Dragon Ball Super, kicking off what many fans refer to as the Dragon Ball Renaissance. A crucial component of this foundation was the new lore the movie introduced, such as the existence of Beerus, Whis, multiple different universes, and the focus of this video going forward, the Super Saiyan God transformation. When most people think about Dragon Ball, one of the first things that comes to mind is the Super Saiyan transformation. With this in mind, it was only natural for a brand new form to be introduced to coincide with the return of the series. Super Saiyan God was Goku's first new transformation since Super Saiyan 4, which he unlocked back in 1997, but keep in mind that was in GT. If we are sticking to canon material, then the last form Goku unlocked prior to God was Super Saiyan 3 way back in 1994. That's nearly a 20-year gap. The fandom was hungry for a new form, and when Battle of Gods came out, Toriyama certainly delivered. Super Saiyan God received a very positive reception, along with the movie as a whole. Most fans were now more optimistic about the future of the franchise than they had been in years, and excited to see more of this brand new Super Saiyan God form. But little did we know, Super Saiyan God's very brief time in the spotlight was already about to come to an end. On April 18, 2015, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F, the sequel to Battle of Gods, released to a mixed reception. I could sit here and talk about why Resurrection F wasn't received as positively as Battle of Gods for long enough that it deserves its own video. All we need to focus on today is the brand new form the movie introduced, Super Saiyan Blue. I believe that introducing a new Super Saiyan form so soon after the introduction of Super Saiyan God was a mistake. It's a decision that not only robbed us of getting to spend more time with what is arguably the coolest looking form, but it also set up Super Saiyan Blue for failure. I personally like Super Saiyan Blue, but it's undeniable that there are many fans who hate it for various reasons. One reason I see get brought up a fair amount is the fact that it came out of nowhere, which is an understandable critique. I'm not saying Super Saiyan Blue shouldn't exist, but I do think it would have been greatly beneficial to the form's public perception if it was given a better introduction. For the remainder of this video, I'm going to be presenting my own scenario which I believe accomplishes two goals. The first goal is to give Super Saiyan God more time in the spotlight. The second goal is to make the introduction of Super Saiyan Blue feel more impactful. This scenario is going to be based off of the Dragon Ball Super anime continuity. Keep in mind that I am no professional writer, and I'm sure many of you guys have your own ideas about this, but the following is what I've come up with on my own. In my opinion, Goku and Vegeta should have used Super Saiyan God to fight Golden Frieza. Before I go any further, I know someone in the comments is going to say something about how that wouldn't make sense since they would be too weak to fight Frieza. You have to remember that at the end of the day, Dragon Ball is a work of fiction. They could have simply just written Golden Frieza to not be as strong as he was. It honestly would have made this whole story arc more believable power scaling wise, but I won't get into that here. Like I said, the issues with Resurrection F could be their own video. Anyways, getting back on topic, you may think that writing Super Saiyan Blue out would hurt the arc's reception, but I don't think that would be the case. We may have already seen God Goku in the previous story arc, but this would be our first time seeing Super Saiyan God Vegeta. I think the hype of that alone would be able to make up for any hype potentially lost from the removal of Super Saiyan Blue. From here we move on to the Universe 6 vs Universe 7 tournament. If you are expecting me to say that this is where Super Saiyan Blue should have been introduced, you would be wrong. Once again, I think this arc should exclude Super Saiyan Blue and focus on Super Saiyan God. Similar to what I said about the strength of Golden Frieza, Hit could simply just be written in a way where he isn't as strong. He would still easily defeat Vegeta, and his fight with Goku would play out the same way it did in canon. Goku would still figure out how to counter the time skip thanks to Jocko's help, and Hit would still increase the capabilities of the time skip as the fight progressed. Eventually, the fight would progress to the point where Goku's back is against the wall and he is left with no choice but to resort to using the Kaioken. Yes, you heard me right. All of the factors that made Super Saiyan Blue compatible with the Kaioken should also apply to Super Saiyan God. Honestly, Goku should probably be able to control the Kaioken even better as God than he was as Blue. Super Saiyan God Kaioken Goku would charge Hit, and the tournament would come to the same conclusion it did in canon. Goku forfeits the fight because he doesn't want to defeat a restricted Hit, and then Hit pretends to lose to Monaka out of respect for Goku. Next up, we have to make a quick pit stop at the Resident Sleeper arc, also known as the Copy Vegeta arc. This dumpster fire of a story arc would still play out the same way it did in the anime. Just replace Super Saiyan Blue with Super Saiyan God and leave everything else the same. That's really all I have to say about it. Now let's move on to the next actually good story arc. The Goku Black arc is where I believe Super Saiyan Blue should have been brought into the story. The arc opens up the same way it did in the anime. Trunks manages to narrowly escape to the past using the time machine. Trunks and Goku would still spar, and Goku Black would still use the time ring to travel to the past to fight Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Things start to change at the point where Vegeta has his first fight with Goku Black. He powers up into God and has a brief exchange of blows with base form Black. The two appear to be relatively close in strength, but Vegeta has a feeling in his gut that something isn't right. Goku Black comments on how he is impressively strong for a mortal, announcing that he is going to show something off as a reward for Vegeta's efforts. It's at this moment that Black powers up and shows off his unique transformation, Super Saiyan Rose. Goku Black mocks Goku and Vegeta, claiming that his status as a naturally born god has allowed him to ascend to a new level that no mortal could ever dream of reaching. Goku and Vegeta are left speechless. They had no idea that such a transformation was possible. Vegeta charges Black in a rage only to be quickly impaled and tossed to the side. Goku powers up into Super Saiyan God and goes on the attack, but he doesn't fare much better than Vegeta. Black toys with Goku. He could end the fight at any moment, but he knows fighting against Goku will help him grow even stronger. Trunks tries to jump in to help Goku as a Super Saiyan 2, but Goku Black instantly catches him with a powerful blast which sends him flying into the buildings below. Goku is enraged by this and resorts to attempting a Super Saiyan God Kaioken times 10, but it makes no difference. Black is able to tank all of Goku's blows. Right as he is about to kill Goku, he is interrupted by future Zamasu, who claims that he wants to be the one to finish this. Goku and Zamasu begin fighting, and Goku fares much better here than he did against Black. He once again pulls out a Super Saiyan God Kaioken and launches a powerful Kamehameha at Zamasu, intending to vaporize him, but it's no use. Zamasu stands there laughing. It's at this point that he reveals the fact that he is immortal. Goku Black takes the opportunity to blindside Goku with a powerful attack, knocking him out of Super Saiyan God and sending him to the ground, landing right next to Vegeta. Black and Zamasu prepare a combo attack to end the Saiyans for good, but a heavily injured Trunks jumps out from behind cover and blinds them both with a solar flare. For those of you who are confused, we see Trunks use the solar flare in the Dragon Ball Super manga. Even though he never used it in the anime, I don't think it's too big of a leap to let him use it here. This gives Trunks the opportunity to grab Goku and Vegeta and flee the battlefield, but he isn't able to make it that far before collapsing from his injuries. Thankfully, Mai had been watching. Mai grabs the capsule containing the time machine from Trunks' pocket and deploys it. She puts the near-death Saiyans in the time machine and sends all three of them back to the past. From here, things go back to playing out mostly like they did in the anime. Goku travels with Beerus, Whis, and Shin to Universe 10 to stop Zamasu from going forward with his plan. Meanwhile, Vegeta trains with his mind focused on one thing, that being Super Saiyan Rose, Despite what Black said about it being a power that only a natural-born god could obtain, Vegeta is now convinced that it must be possible to break through the Super Saiyan God barrier. This is very similar to the mindset he had after he was defeated by Android 18 during the Android saga. Present Zamasu still gets Hakkai'd by Beerus, and Beerus still insists that the future must be saved thanks to his actions. Trunks has his doubts, but he is ready to return to the future and see for himself if Beerus is right. Goku and Vegeta decide to go with him just in case, and Bulma also tags along for this trip just like she did in the anime. With everything settled, the group heads back to the future. Once they arrive, things play out just like the anime until Goku, Vegeta, and Trunks confront Black and Zamasu. The godly duo fully explain their Zero Mortals plan and then go on the attack. The trio of Saiyans power up to their most powerful forms and attempt to counterattack, but it's no use. Rose Goku Black is still on a completely different level of strength compared to them, and Zamasu is able to tank all of their attacks thanks to his immortality. We eventually get to the point we saw in the anime where Goku is separated from the other two and is pinned against the wall by Black and Zamasu. The duo decide to torment Goku both physically and mentally. Black pierces Goku in the chest as he describes in great detail how he murdered Chi-Chi and Goten after stealing Goku's body. This pushes Goku over the edge, and this is where it finally happens. In a fit of rage, Goku's hair spikes up and changes color from red to blue. Goku has officially become a Super Saiyan Blue. From here, the scene plays out exactly like it did in the anime. Goku attacks Black and Zamasu, managing to dominate them both for a short time. However, Black manages to increase his own power even further from this experience, allowing him to defeat Goku by catching him with the Divine Lasso technique. With Goku defeated, we still get the scene where Trunks unlocks his new Super Saiyan Rage form, which he then uses to hold off Black and Zamasu so that Goku, Vegeta, and Bulma can escape back to the past. In the past, our heroes still come up with the same plan they did in the anime. The goal is to use the Mafuba to seal Zamasu away and then defeat Black once they are separated. Goku plans to travel to Kame House to learn the technique from Roshi, but before he leaves, Vegeta stops him to question him about Super Saiyan Blue. Goku explains to Vegeta that the blue form seemed to be the result of his rage triggering him to subconsciously transform into a Super Saiyan while already in his God form. He feels confident that he could replicate it freely now that he has experienced it once. Vegeta immediately attempts to access Blue for himself, but this attempt ends in failure. It seems like combining Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan is easier said than done. Vegeta heads to the Room of Spirit and Time, determined to become a Super Saiyan Blue and defeat Goku Black with his own hands. Everything plays out the same up until the point where Vegeta has his rematch with Goku Black while Goku fights Zamasu. Black taunts Vegeta and tells him that he stands no chance, but Vegeta just starts laughing. It's at this moment that he powers up, and we get to see Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta for the first time. Now that both Goku and Vegeta have control of Super Saiyan Blue, the story falls back in line with what we saw happen in the anime. Goku Black and Zamasu still end up using the Potara to become Merged Zamasu. The father-son Gallet Gun, Vegito Blue, and the Sword of Hope all still happen, and the story arc comes to the same controversial conclusion we are all used to. I believe with this scenario we successfully gave Super Saiyan God the time in the spotlight it always deserved, and managed to make Super Saiyan Blue feel more impactful at the same time. Like I said earlier, I am no professional writer. I am sure there were other more creative ways I could have taken this scenario, but I believe I accomplished what I set out to do. I just want to make it clear that I like Dragon Ball Super, and I'm not trying to position myself as better than the people who work on the series. I'm just a fan who has always wished that we could have seen more of Super Saiyan God. Regardless of how you feel about this scenario, I encourage you guys to share your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure a lot of you guys have your own ideas on ways this rewrite could be improved. I plan on trying to upload 2 of these long-form videos a week going forward, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I also upload near-daily Dragon Ball shorts, which many of you guys are probably here from. This weekend, I'm going to be playing some Dragon Ball games over on my Twitch stream, so if that sounds interesting to you, consider dropping a follow over there as well. I'm also very active on Twitter. You can follow me over there for discussions and updates on videos and streams. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.